Mainstream media is talking about the mystery fog that is causing panic all over America. A thick fog is sweeping across the US, with locals in multiple states reporting a burning, chemical-like smell. Concerned Americans have flooded social media with videos of what looks like white particles raining down and swirling in the air. Some witnesses have claimed the fog has triggered health symptoms similar to respiratory illness. There it is again. Reports show that the fog has impacted air travel, rail systems, highways in multiple areas, and as reported by Sportskeeda, major airports in both the UK and the US have experienced considerable delays and cancellations. Described as a thick, lingering blanket, the fog has left people sick, many experiencing sudden cold or flu-like symptoms after only brief exposure. Dubbed FOGVID-24, some victims have also reported an unexplained loss of energy. I'm really not trying to buy into the FOGVID-24 conspiracy, where people are saying the thick blanket of fog over the UK that impacted us for days has made people ill, but I got rapidly ill with cold flu symptoms after a brief exposure to fog, said one user. In what sounds like a conspiracy theory, the fog over San Francisco was used by the US military in the 1950s as a way to mask the spreading of a biological agent in simulated germ warfare attacks. These are facts. These are things they did back in the day. And now we're experiencing strange fog, and people are getting strangely sick again with respiratory illnesses. Leonard Cole, the director of the Terror Medicine and Security Program at Rutgers Medical School, called it one of the largest human experiments in history in the 50s, when the military used the fog to mask their biological agent. Is that what they're doing here? Quite possibly. I've had people contact me that are on this channel that have had exposure to the fog and immediately became ill. So it would be a really easy way for them to accelerate or spread whatever they're doing. So that's in the real sense of things. They could be driving and accelerating the next big sick that they're planning to drive people into masks, lockdowns, injections, the whole thing that's coming and coming really fast. But again, we don't fear these things. We see clearly what they're up to, and we know what they're up to. The fog blanketing America and UK and parts of the world, also for me reminiscent of the spiritual fog that sits on people's minds, believers alike, that don't see what's going on in the world. They don't realize the lateness of the hour. They don't feel the urgency to fix their lives up, to draw closer to Jesus, to seek relationship with the Holy Spirit, to separate themselves from the world and sin and walk in the light and be a difference in a time such as this, to share the gospel of Jesus Christ. That fog sits on them like the fog that sits on the Jews when they read the Old Testament and they don't see the Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach. It sits and clouds them completely. And that is also for me a big thing that I see with this fog suddenly 2025 covering vast tracts of land across the world and affecting many and making many sick. And that's just one more option. So again, no reason to have fear, no reason to stress about it, but we see what they're doing. And we keep looking up and occupying until he fetches us. Shalom.